Dazzler, and we've seen this matchup so many times throughout the grid, and EnVy and NRG, they always match up so well. They are, when they fight, it's like a clash of titans. And EnVy, they won in the last spring regional against NRG, but in the majors, NRG is the team that's been able to take EnVy down. Do you see that script changing, Daz?
Well, James, I'm glad everybody else except for me was able to hear that. That being said, I'm sure that as this one gets ready to go, it's going to be a battle here. We have two titans of teams between Team EnVy and NRG. I'm ready to get this one going.
Yeah, basically, I was just saying we've seen this matchup quite a bit in the grid. As of late in the last spring regional, EnVy was able to take the win over NRG, but NRG in the majors have been able to have EnVy's number. But every time NRG and EnVy match up, you don't know which way it's going to go because any one of these 6 players on the field have pop-off potential.
And I want to see that pop-off potential here. NRG, I talked to Garrett earlier this week. They have drive. They want to win this just as much. But you know what? That same factor's been said on EnVy. They released a video talking about their drive as a team and how much this major means to them too. So it's a battle for the top here as things get underway early.
Keep your eyes on Mist. Mist, just like Justin, in the top 10 in both assists and goals. Key part of the offense, and Justin coming up short there, but the pressure is too much. And Justin, after hitting one off the post, will sink one right after.
I mean, that's a good shot initially here, but Garrett G able to get that cleanup follow-up. Justin able to sink that in for NRG, and you can tell they're feeling good, already off to a quick start.
Yeah, that post bounce was brutal, and then Garrett with the decision to put it back into center. Justin quick turning, half rotating, didn't even need to go out. Already, NRG smell blood in the water.
But you know, James, it's a best of 7 against Team EnVy. And EnVy is a team that, as the series goes on, you can see them getting more and more settled into things. And for NRG, it's about being consistent over this entirety as things move forward. And you can see that battle for the midfield already starting to play out here. A lot of testing balls, seeing, okay, where's the strength lie? Who's not necessarily getting the best touch forward? These guys are going to be looking at every single player individually on the pitch to find the weakest link.
And Turbo, the weak link right now, just due to how little boost he has. You see Atomic also running on small pads at the moment. Mist gets a full pad in the corner. But will EnVy be able to break out? We're seeing NRG start to close in. Mist out of boost again. And wave dash and picking up the corner boost here. A small bump as well. EnVy fighting back. But Garrett, that is a massive 50 win at the midfield. Squishy with another challenge. Justin waiting. Garrett with a demo. We've seen him get a couple.
Oh, those demos may be something here. You got to look at the fact that NRG are able to get this ball in front of the box consistently here over time. But it's been fairly quiet here. Again, rotations and honestly a little bit of lack of comfortability coming into play from both teams. Justin's been the only one to shoot, and he has 100% shooting, of course. There will be finally the second shot. Squishy will be able to come out with the save here as things still nullify. We're halfway through this first game, and you can really kind of tell the feel of how things are looking on the field here.
And now EnVy, at the beginning of the game, Daz, we were seeing NRG keep EnVy back, but now we're seeing EnVy start to mount an assault. High lob up, Mist has Turbo in the middle. Mist hits one off the post, backward pass from Turbo, but Atomic all the way out, had to go all the way back to his own back corner for 100 boost. And it seems like there are continued boost struggles for EnVy.
You're right. Just haven't necessarily not only have been able to get the right amount of boost, but also not necessarily been able to get like good touches on the ball. Mainly looking at Atomic here, as sometimes he's in the right spot, but he just can't get that hit that would be massively beneficial for EnVy. And EnVy look a little uncomfortable here in the opener. They have to force the issue, and it's been tough. NRG's been cutting them out.
Even there, that was an opportunity for Atomic to get a pass over, and it wasn't in the right spot. Cut out by the defense, but now EnVy on the counter. Turbo trying to keep the ball loose. Garrett safely tapping it to the corner where Squishy will bang it downfield. Turbo collects. Full boost for him. Off the ceiling. Going down the sideline. It's bouncing. Justin hitting it backwards. Garrett will get it by Turbo. Double tap doesn't happen. Missed with the lob. Atomic committing hard on that one. Turbo.
For this final minute here, EnVy still kind of struggling. You see that ball played out into the corner. NRG are perfectly comfortable with taking their time. EnVy, I've seen Turbo get a decent amount of demos up front, but it's also about not making the predictable play here. And again, that's why EnVy struggles so much, because yeah, you can send a pass mid, but NRG are expecting that. They've been quick to cut out those midfield pass plays. It's been really tough for EnVy to break in.
You're right, Daz. Predictable is the perfect word. Even on that Atomic play, all the lanes being covered by NRG. Now's a chance. Hard bounce up. Shot is going to be saved. Double commit. Can EnVy get this ball and keep it going? Atomic forcing it through one. Has Turbo in the middle. You see 50s come out. Justin clearing it downfield, and that seems like it's the end of danger. But Atomic will keep the ball up. Squishy, will he keep it in play? No. He will end it. Happy to put it down in the corner there. And NRG, a close 1-0 victory. EnVy, they started to surge late, Daz, but this was, it felt like a feeler game. And EnVy didn't quite seem comfortable.
Definitely. Doesn't necessarily seem like EnVy really had an idea of what was going on. Looking at what they wanted to do on offense, okay, do we try the backboard? No, that's going to get cleared out, and NRG can totally use that on a transition. Okay, let's try infield pass. No, there was a cutout, and you almost saw NRG able to make a play the other way around on a transition. So then it's like, okay, even I saw Atomic, he had a good look at a pass for miss, but decided to opt to shoot instead. Normally you think, well, why don't you pass it to your teammate? Well, that's because you have 3 guys from NRG. You said it, James. They're like a shark. They're waiting for that mistake of a play to happen. And Atomic sometimes just has to go for maybe just a shot to try to throw things off. It's a huge mind game here on the field. And that's why things are so low scoring, even in terms of shot totals, just mainly low here. Because all it takes is that one mistake, that one goal. You saw NRG were able to hold out during the entire game.
It seems like defense is going to be the name of the series if we keep seeing games like that. Even EnVy had great defense a majority of that game. Just one goal sneaking by, and it was off a nice Garrett pass back into the middle. NRG picking up where they left off. See time for Squishy. He'll go high, missed right there. And maybe a team bump. Looks like Garrett might have tapped Justin. Garrett, again, being confused with his teammates both going for it there. But still, NRG successfully playing keep away from EnVy.
Yeah, they're just managing to get this one, you know, these soft touches, and honestly, that decent control. And also, EnVy, you know, they're thinking about everything. They're thinking about all of the options NRG have upfield, especially with their level of mechanics. You got to understand the ability that Justin has when he has free time on the ball, and sometimes that makes them hesitate on defense to looking at EnVy.
Ooh, and look at what Squishy's doing. Getting it by 2 defenders. The 50, rebound out in the middle. Garrett leaving it for Justin, but Justin also peels off. And that's a shame. Squishy had done so much work to beat 2 defenders, started in his own corner. Playing that patient game, which is the same game you think EnVy's gonna have to figure out to break out of their own half.
Ooh, Atomic struggling to read this ball. He's just getting touches while he's going towards his own net, and it's not beneficial at all. He's just, now he gets demoed out the play, but luckily there is no follow-up. Garrett G letting them know, okay, NRG will play that demo game too. Remember, Turbo definitely leads that number here as Turbo gets a shot right off the post, and Justin will clear it away.
And Justin also getting the demo and the clear to the corner. The table's turning quickly. For a moment, seemed like Turbo was going to get that first goal of the game, and now NRG looking for the counter. Justin will pop it up high. Turbo leaves it for missed and then gets demoed. Garrett has been, he has been angry out there, going for so many demos, even going for another one on missed in the backfield. And it's pushing EnVy back.
Garrett has said he is all in on the demo meta. And you can tell from how aggressive he is, at least in this game alone. He is trying to break through EnVy's defense. EnVy have been able to manage and adjust here, but also NRG haven't been as striking on offense. That one's a close shot. Follow up here from Justin. Oh, and Squishy with the finish.
And we saw the similar chance for EnVy, a small window. Justin did not fail. Squishy will get the goal, but that one was all Justin picking the spot. It's all about placement. No power needed. You see, missed, had to flail for it, couldn't get there in time.
Man, this sets the tone. NRG's off that counter, they were looking a little quiet, a little awkward. But then they had that one breakout moment and they don't let it slip by. I think that ball was headed towards net. Almost another shot there from Squishy. Reading the play and the touch from Justin. And he's starting to, put his name in front of the spotlight here. Squishy with a lot of good touches for NRG.
Maybe that major pressure is what NRG needs to step up their game. Justin. Deflection out to the corner. Turbo, you see him awkwardly handling that ball. Does get by one. Used up a ton of boost for it. Will get the pinch. Can Justin get back?
Oh, no, that's it.
No, he can't. Turbo. This is exactly the type of goal that you'd expect Turbo to score.
Okay. I see players get burned a lot on that corner challenge. Sometimes it's okay to let that one go. But Turbo will pick up a goal here and peak Turbo fashion. Wow.
That's huge, Daz. You let NRG get out to a 2-0 lead in a best of 7, giving up tons of ground, but Turbo, he's keeping EnVy in this one. And Atomic, the deflection, it's gonna go wide. Atomic not as sharp as we've seen him in the past. He's one of those players who in the past we have hyped up so much. Clearly, a gifted player. And Atomic, if he can figure things out, that's going to do wonders for EnVy.
See Turbo here, he's going to leave it for miss, but they respected Justin going up for that, tried to play it back. EnVy want to hold on to this lead desperately, as it is causing some hesitation, and NRG are capitalizing on that. You see Garrett with a demo on missed. Atomic tries to wrap around it, but it is off target. They're just trying to keep up the possession here. Final 40 seconds of game 2, golden goal territory between these two titans.
Justin opting for the 50. Atomic going airborne, has Turbo in support. How much boost does Atomic have? Check that tank. Yeah, it seemed like he was using auxiliary fuel. Squishy. It's pinch help off that challenge from Atomic. Garrett blocked out by Turbo. Justin streaking back, going for the wall. Miss, saw it coming. Cut the play out. Atomic. Now Garrett. Pass it up. Squishy off the ceiling. Shooting opportunity for Garrett, but Garrett did not see the challenge coming. Add ball cam on, and we'll have overtime.
Game 2. And I mean, as close as this series has been, it continues to get even more tense as these teams play downfield. Atomic with a good beat out. Maybe he can set up Turbo. No, a little late. Turbo did get the dunk on Garrett. It won't result in a goal, and instead his aggression will leave the ball to pinch the other way. Possession's so important between these two teams as they always try to fight, James, for that upper third control. They want to be able to choke the other team out to set up a play, but it's just not that easy.
It's not that easy. It's especially more difficult when you have players like Turbo with excellent game sense going for that area where they know the play is heading and blocking it out. But Justin, you talk about game sense, lingering around the midfield, waiting for that ball to pop out, and Garrett did well to get it to him.
It's a pre-jump from Justin. Before it hits off the back wall, he's already in the air. Says, miss, you're too slow. NRG statement game here in game 2. They are putting the pressure on EnVy.
What a bounce that was. That was so close to hitting the arc and coming down, but Garrett was able to get the clean bounce high off the backboard, and that height is critical to getting that shot opportunity, Daz, because you see pros all the time, even if they only have about 20 boosts, if you don't hit it high off the backboard, you're going to have somebody up there tipping the ball, getting it out of the danger zone, but that high bounce, that is a dream. And to have Justin being the one taking the shot, I don't know if there's anyone better to have in that situation.
Yeah, I definitely want to look at that one again, because you got to look at, honestly, the placement of where the ball is. And that's why it's such a hard read for Miss to see, especially with his positioning in the net. It's really tough for him to get around it. Meanwhile, Justin knows all he has to do is necessarily just get there first. It's a strong play from NRG, and with Justin scoring that goal, you know it's got to drive the momentum.
And Justin is the player, even the desk highlighted it. Justin is the player who, if he's on his game, it seems to be the difference for NRG and for any team he's played on back in the day. You even think, what was it, Out of Style that he was on before? And to see what he can do all by himself is always miraculous.
So NRG, getting really warmed up here as game 3 continues. And EnVy have, had some strides, but one big thing here, James, is that the only goal they've been able to get on the board was a turbo goal.
Yeah.
Their offense has not been there, at least not in terms of being able to battle against NRG's defense. It just seems like they're running into a wall. Everything they try just ends up going back into that midfield. They got to figure out something here.
Someone's got to take the lead on slowing things down and start putting more thought behind the hits. But it's been such a battle in the trenches, Daz. It seems like there's no time to even think. You're just focusing on getting that next 50. Every single one of these balls seems like there's somebody from EnVy or NRG right there to go for the challenge, and there's not enough space to even look for the passing lanes. And then when you try to pass it, you've got people who see it coming and cut off those lanes, and it makes teams not want to take that risk, because if you go for that center ball and you miss, it's a pick 6 opportunity for the other team.
Right. That's why you have to play at the highest point if you want to have a chance here. I mean, again, these are the best teams in North America fighting, and there is no room for an off day, not on this field.
EnVy, they're looking to prove themselves in the major environment. We've seen them be so consistent, continually finishing at the top, but a major victory is something that they can't claim to have. And this is their last chance. Bouncing off the ceiling, Garrett hard off the side. Didn't get the tip. Double commit from NRG. Perhaps this is the moment for EnVy. Missed with a nice 50, but quickly Squishy comes in to support, lobs it towards net. Turbo couldn't get there, but it bounced off the post. EnVy getting away with one there.
Yeah, they do. You can see them. They're quickly trying to go the other way. Turbo tries, but Justin reaches there in time. And now it's just a battle of quick transitions. Squishy will try to play that high. Garrett's really far back. He's sitting at midfield, so they're going to let at least EnVy get that first touch forward before NRG try to play around it. And, man, Miss makes it into 2. There's that.
Did you see that? It was a team pinch. He gets team bumped down. It still goes for it. He gets that second hit. That's thinking on your feet.
And that's just to clear it out. That's a defensive play.
Yeah, if it's going to take that type of play to get a clear, it's going to be tough for EnVy. And EnVy having to work so hard for their scoring chances. That's a beautiful block from Turbo, though.
Oh, man. Like, NRG are lucky Justin has boost there. That was really well played. I mean, first off, Turbo with that dunk initially. And oh my goodness, as I said, Garrett G, top left shot.
Putting it in the most awkward spot for Miss. You see Miss turning around, trying to cover net, and Garrett right above his head. Perfect placement. That is exactly what was needed. NRG, they have that clutch edge over EnVy right now, Daz. In those little opportunities they get, the small windows, NRG is hitting them, whereas EnVy's coming up just short.
You talk about small windows for NRG, it almost looked non-existent to me. You see me breaking down a play. I don't expect Garrett G to put a top left corner shot on from there, but he pulls the trigger, and that's why NRG have honestly had the edge in this series, because that's not the only goal that they've scored like that. A lot of their goals kind of come out of nowhere where EnVy's least expecting it. Someone puts a good shot on, and defense is just caught out from EnVy.
Look at that. Justin capturing that ball. It was hit right at him, and somehow he still caught it. EnVy have to battle out of their own half. Missed. Some help. Second effort. Going for the dribble play. Garrett backwards. Will hit it. But Atomic with the tip, giving away possession. Now a numbers advantage, but it's stopped out. Atomic trying to roll this up the wall. No, he'll go high and miss the follow-up hit. The finesse not there for Atomic.
Oh, Turbo tried to get a quick redirect on that one. You can just see these guys playing that quick reactionary play. Turbo getting a bump there and miss. Will have a chance. May be able to get this one mid. Atomic's waiting. Turbo comes up. Atomic has to respect it. And now he'll try to play it forward. Miss with full boost, waiting in midfield. Does he get into a miss with the shot? But it's blocked from Garrett G.
Oh, talk about filling the shooting lane. Squishy with the challenge. Final 10 seconds. EnVy is making a last-ditch effort. Turbo infield to missed. High off the arc. And Justin booms it downfield. Turbo keeps it in play. Over to Atomic, who hits missed. Missed. Down to Atomic. Atomic off the backboard. Turbo has the hit reverse. It's a double commit. Still high in the air, and now it finally touches. And EnVy lose yet another one-goal game.
That's got to be heartbreaking for Team EnVy, especially at the end. Everything goes right, but Atomic's touch is too far out for Turbo. And like you said, once you have to reverse on a shot opportunity, it's kind of already done with. And with NRG, huge Game 3 win here. Again, EnVy have just been on this scoring drought. We haven't seen them get anything going on their offense. And at this point, it's looking like NRG may have this series in the bag.
Something has to give. For EnVy, you look around, missed, like I highlighted before, he's a top scorer, a top assister. Where's the offense for EnVy? Where's the creativity? It's been tough for him. NRG has been all over them. And we've seen a couple double commits from NRG, but what they're doing, Daz, is they're getting to those shooting lanes as fast as they can. And if sometimes they double commit, hope that it's a deflection good enough for them to get back into position on defense. And so far it has been. Who's going to be that player for EnVy to calm the team down? And you look at Turbo, the veteran, the four-time, can he help calm the nerves of Atomic and Mist? Because what we've seen specifically out of Atomic has been a bit surprising. You expect more from Atomic. It's not that he's playing poorly, it's that Atomic can play so much better. There's been those chances where he can either take a ball rolling up the sidewall, maybe go for a solo play, or have a finesse shot. Oh, will we see a quick goal?
Oh.
But regardless, Atomic just has not been able to be that difference maker that we know he can be.
Right. I'm talking about finesse shots. That was one from NRG. And it's not as if EnVy are getting stomped here, but their offense is just hitting a wall. Their defense is doing great. They've limited NRG to about 1 goal, max 2. And I think that's really telling in its own self that they're able to get a lot of good stops and slow down NRG. But I think maybe just NRG they're just definitely having a better day in terms of offensive creativity. EnVy have been, they do need someone here to step up. Because again, backs are against the wall here. NA Major may be a short playoff day for them unless they really get things going and dig deep.
And it's been those individual step up moments. And even there, Garrett getting in front of that shooting lane from Turbo, but Atomic will have a look, hard, low hit, and it's still saved. Missed the ceiling tap down, and it's gonna get cleared out. We've seen Turbo quite a few times, Daz, refuse to leave the attacking zone. He's looking to be that catalyst that gets that 50 in the attacking half and hunt for that rebound opportunity for his team. And we saw Atomic have a shot opportunity, but EnVy still, it has been a drought on the offensive end.
Yeah, you're right. That drought has been heavy. Maybe this is a chance here. You see that low ball, Turbo's trying to wrap around it. But no, EnVy will have to start from scratch. Good on NRG defense. Transition!
Wow.
No, Justin can't get it. Follow up from Garrett. Justin tried to redirect that one at the goal line, and NRG barely missed the goal.
Wow, that was a close one. Justin had a little bit of boost. You think he will hit those ones more times than he'll miss. EnVy, they needed that break. and they get one. We'll see what they do with this extra life.
Man, it's so tense out here on Utopia Coliseum. Justin gets up quickly to send that over to the side, and you see the double commit. That's that presence, though. You know, you got to ask, okay, maybe they're not looking around on the field. Where's Justin? Why is he giving a pass?
Wow.
NRG's there. Squishy, he's going to bury it. NRG just outpacing EnVy.
And you talk about the finesse. That is, you know, I swear that's Justin's middle name. He gets up there, and then not only can he get the tap away from miss, but hits it so lightly that Garrett actually has an angle on net. Justin, he deserves an assist for that. NRG, in those individual moments, is stepping up and making those plays, and you feel like that difference maker has been Justin.
Yeah. I mean, like you talked about the initial touch on that play, but also set himself up for a demo as he just lets Atomic run into him, knowing that Squishy has enough time to follow up. That chance is huge. NRG up by 1. This is a story that we've seen all series long, but it's up to EnVy now. Nope, time ticking down, and so is their time in the series.
See multiple demos now. Garrett getting one now. Squishy, Justin, the low shot. Multiple committing low boost for EnVy. The Hulk dwindling. Only 1 goal scored for EnVy so far in this best of 7, and this could be it for him.
Miss plays this one high, looking for Atomic, going to the side. Atomic does get a beat, high. But yeah, he can't really wrap around it. Chance for Turbo. Garrett quick with the beat there. Gonna kill more time on the clock here. NRG just want to keep this in EnVy's half, play up, and honestly increase the scoreline. They get 1 more goal, and that could be game.
That beautiful pass save from Squishy. No one there for the rebound for EnVy. Garrett, the flip reset. It's saved, but it's still on the goal line. The 50 finally gets cleared off. Garrett G, the best flip resetter in North America. EnVy with another one, and this falls on top of it. It looked like it was going to get cleared out anyway.
I'm frustrated for them watching this. That's how frustrating it looks to see EnVy on offense. Atomic got a bump right after that play. There's no one there. Turbo's facing a different way. Atomic's trying to pass it to the side. Like, he's just like, please, someone be in the middle of the field. We need help. But it's just like they're not on the same page, and it's very obvious. This is an open chance. Garrett G, he's gonna finish it.
Justin wins this 50 so hard against Turbo. You see him air rolling at the last moment to get the high bounce straight up off the ceiling. That 50, that was what won it for NRG, unless EnVy can get something here off kickoff. They've scored 1 goal so far this series. They're gonna have to get 2 in the next 15 seconds just to force overtime.
It's taken down. That clear. I think that's gonna eliminate every single chance. And wow, besides the Turbo goal in game 2, this would have been a perfect sweep. NRG just played on another level, and they take this series in a dominating fashion.
The defense from NRG, it was almost perfect, Daz. It was almost perfect. We saw a couple double commits, but what they did to handle EnVy was impressive. At the same time, though, there were those small chances. You even saw it in this game. Atomic in the middle, I believe it was Mist, who had the pass opportunity for him and put the ball just about a car width too high. It was too high. If it's a little bit lower, Atomic can have that hard double tap setup off the backboard. EnVy, when they were given the opportunities, were not able to rise to the occasion. Whereas you look on the other side of the field, everyone playing perfect defensive games, but then in those moments on offense, we saw Justin step up over and over again, and Garrett be key in those moments where he has a small shooting lane as well. Garrett and Justin, I thought offensively, they put NRG over the top, but it was built on the foundation of that NRG defense.
And NRG continue to just push forward. And honestly, I like the way they're playing today. You talk about that solid defense from them. It's going to be incredible watching those guys move forward in the bracket, as it looks like they're here to win, James.
They are here to win, it seems, Daz. They've done it before. Can they do it again? But we'll have time to find out. We got a long day ahead of us. When we come back from the break, we have G2 taking on the Sonics. Stay with us.